Hey guys, Drummer here. Today I've got another profile for you. This one is on Dragunity for come March 9th once the structure deck gets here. So yes, some of this does have some proxies in it, but I'd like to see what you guys think about it. Part 1, we've got 3 ducks. This guy sort of what lets you move through. Pretty much summoning him is a free level 8 synchro. He brings back one from grave and equips it to himself. So typically you're going to make that be Phalanx, which we also run 3 of. He's your level 2 tuner. Phalanx has the ability to special summon himself from the backfield. So you summon ducks and equip Phalanx to him, and then bring the Phalanx up, synchro into 6. If you go into Vaj, then Vaj can re-equip Phalanx to her when she's summoned, bring Phalanx up again, and go into 8. So if your opponent doesn't have a stop, you can go straight to Stardust or straight to Scrap Dragon, just based off summoning ducks. So he's pretty broken. Trip Legionnaire. Legionnaire's got a fun little ability. He equips one to himself as well when he's summoned, and then you can send what's equipped to him to grave to destroy one face-up monster on the field. Or if you wanted to synchro for 5, you could always equip Phalanx to him, and then bring that up and go into Catastor or Magical Android. The big one that works with Legionnaire is Dragunity Alcless. I only run 2 because her effect's a little nerfed, being that her effect only works when she is sent from equip status. So if you kill the monster she's equipped to, her effect isn't going to activate. But from backfield status, if she's sent, once she hits grave, she kicks off and destroys 1 card on the field. So essentially, you summon ducks, or Legionnaire, equipping Alcus, activating Legionnaire's effect to send Alcus to grave to destroy 1 face-up monster they control, and then when Alcus hits the grave, she destroys 1 other card. It's a free Icarus attack. So Legionnaire allows massive field control. I run 1 Dark Spear for level 3 tuning. This allows me to go for 7 if I need to go Black Rose or Fairy. And there's another target that I will mention later that's not legal yet. 3 Dragunity Leviathan. He's the massive beat stick of the deck. He's a 2600. Whenever he's normal or special summoned, he equips one Dragunity monster from grave to him, or 1 dragon monster from grave. And then when he's destroyed by an opponent's card effect, so again not battle, the monster that's equipped to him special summons. So that could be an old synchro or some of the cards I'm going to get to later. If you were to equip Phalanx to him, you bring Phalanx up and you can synchro into 10. So that's where we can go for Trident and pop stuff off and swing through for a lot of damage. Where he gets real fun is back to Dragunity Alcus, because Alcus has another ability where you can normal summon Alcus and then drop it back to equip status to special summon another Dragunity. So you just summon the Alcus and drop it back to special Leviathan, and now you have Leviathan equipped opening. So you're opening with a 2600. That's kind of balls. This build is very aggro and utilizes a Red Eyes Darkness engine. Some people like this, some people don't. For the version of this I'm playing, I actually do like it a lot. I can use Canyon to help set up Waverns or Darkness Metals in grave. I can bring out a Leviathan, special summon it off of Red Eyes Darkness's effect, and then use Leviathan to equip another Red Eyes from grave to him. And then if he dies by a Mirror Force or a Dark Hole or whatever, when that resolves, the Red Eyes that I had equipped to him is going to come back up to the field so I can keep moving. And with that, the last 2 monsters of the deck to keep with the aggro playstyle are 2 White Knight Dragons. I use White Knights over Lad because I don't like the Leviathan Lad loop. This is a Decree build, so I don't want to be protected and then set up a Lad loop, and when you kill off Leviathan and Lad goes pop and I lose my Decrees, that's not a good thing. So I decided on a 3000 beater that can't be targeted that I can recycle. On to spells, what makes this deck work is triple Dragon Canyon. Dragon Canyon, once per turn you can discard 1 card to either add a level 4 lower Dragunity monster from your deck to your hand, or to send one dragon type monster from your deck to the graveyard. So I can use this to bring Duxes or whatever monsters I need from my deck to my hand, or I can use it to send the Waverns or the Red Ice Darkness Metals or even the White Knight Dragons to grave to recycle them off the Red Ice. To make sure we have Canyon, we run triple terraforming. There's pretty much no deck ever that utilizes terraforming in this massive quantity. But with Dragon Canyon, terraforming would never be a dead draw. The only way to really make this deck stand up to 6 Sams this format is to make sure you have Canyon on your open turn and it sits there so that you can set up your plays. Otherwise, you will never get off. And then once Canyon's there, if you get into terraforming and you're like, oh, I can't use it because I've already gone through all 3 Canyons, you can pitch it to activate effect to keep moving. To bait our graveyard, we have Future Fusion. We just go ahead and target 5-head and drop whatever we need. We'll go ahead and drop like a Phalanx, an Alcus, 2 Waverns, and a Red Ice Darkness, and then we start moving from there. One thing I like about this deck is it utilizes a very big draw engine with, there's 6 tuners. You have 3 Phalanx, 1 Dark Spear, and 2 Alcus that are all dragon tuners with 1,000 or less attack. So we send them into grave where they need to be anyways, and then go ahead and draw 2. And then for the 3 Leviathans and the 2 White Knight Dragons, I also run 2 trade-ins so that I can put them to grave where they're able to be in a recycle status now and keep drawing. And again, none of these ever become dead draws so long as Canyon's on the field, because you can always ditch them to go get what you need. Cold Wave, it wins games. It's hella busted. And then Staples, Dark Hole, and Reborn. And then Triple Decree. Once Decree's active, until they missed it or whatever, we're pretty much safe to do whatever the hell we want. The synchro board for this deck might be a little different than what some people expect once I get to the Dragunity synchros. But we've got the 1 5-head for the Future Fusion target. We've got an Android, a Cataster, Bryo, and Goyo, all staples. Nothing too special there. For Dragunity synchros, you play Trip Vaj, a Gay Bolg, and that's it. I'm not a fan of Gay Dirge. I feel like I could make a much better play off of a Vaj or a Gay Bolg. Vag, Vagina, Vaj, Vajriana, whatever you guys want to call her, doesn't matter to me. But anyways, Gay Dirge, I don't like him, so I don't play him. Gay Bolg with the ability to sort of honest himself using your graveyard is very helpful. But Vaj to be able to go straight through to 8s, and then she's also able to utilize Alcus very well by equipping Alcus to her when she's synchro summoned. Send Alcus for her effect, which doubles her attack for the turn. It's a level 6 synchro that can make itself a 38. That's pretty hella busted. And then when Alcus hits grave, we get to pop one thing on the field, which if you're kind of sitting behind one load monster, and I pop that with the Alcus and then swing through for 38, you're going to be hurting. 1 Fairy, 1 Black Rose, 1 Stardust, double Scrap Dragon. Scrap is utilized in this deck a lot more than I thought he would when I first built it. Once I go into Scrap and have the Red Eyes engine going, I can go into Scrap, have Scrap target himself and something on your side of the field to kill off, and then use Red Eyes to special the Scrap back, target something else and another thing. So, I'll get a 2-for-1 out of a single Scrap Dragon on every turn, and that just becomes absolutely insane. And then finally, 1 Trident Dragon, just for that play of special Leviathan, either off of his effect or off of Red Eyes, bring back Phalanx, bring up Phalanx, synchro into 10, pop 2 extras, we've got Decree active, pray they don't have a Book of Moon, and beat the hell out of them. So, anyways, comments, thoughts, concerns, I'd love to hear them. I'm going to post a second Dragunity video that utilizes a full trap lineup as well if you're not a fan of the Decree or the Red Eye build, because the other build doesn't utilize either of those. So let me know what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks, guys.